Like, sub, share, speak. This is from a protest of Chick-Fil-A in Toronto, Canada. They are rather upset with the company because of the endless donations to Republicans that the owners have made. Um but I'm just not getting it. I'm really not. The chant that they're chanting is hey hey ho ho, homophobia has got to go. And my question is who's homophobic? I don't believe they stop anyone from any sexual lifestyle from entering their establishment and eating. What their owners have done is exercise their own free will in donating to people that they want to, that the candidates of their choice, which is a right that they have that takes place, particularly here in America. Like Canada, I gotta ask, like, what's up with you, my guy? Like, y'all are really on some otherness when it comes to the wokeness and the entire equality movement, which is a false idol, a false prophet. There is only equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. We've ensured that the opportunities are there. I mean, and one of the things that really blows me out, particularly when it comes to these protests, I think everyone saw Selma a few too many times and was like, yes, we have to boycott. No matter what it is, we have to boycott it. You can never just, leave it alone and let things play out. If you don't like an establishment, you can always just not go to it. You don't have to frequent it, as opposed to arguing against it. And one of the reasons why I'm actually speaking in favor of Chick-fil-A right now is because it's freaking delicious and they train their employees really, really well. Like, it'd be one thing if their employees were like Burger King employees or Wendy's employees. By all means, like, yeah, proceed with your protest. But Chick-fil-A employees are rather fantastic. So, so it's like, I like, like, why wouldn't you want that type of energy in your community? Along with fantastic chicken sandwiches. I haven't tried that Popeyes one yet, but either way, I don't think I would want to. Um, it's not something that's high on the priority list, but it is something that if I happen upon a Popeyes, I'll, like, if I happen to be in a Popeyes, I'll be like, all right, sure, let me get the chicken sandwich. But I don't really like Popeyes like that because I've always felt it's just way too greasy. But that's just me. Anyways, their biscuits on point, but the chicken itself is just hell, man. It's nothing but grease. Ugh. But either ways, yeah. Back to these protests. I'm digressing a bit. Back to these protests. Yeah, guys. Here's the deal. They exercise their rights. And I know Canada and the United States are two different countries, but as far as what they're calling homophobia in this clip, because I'm not playing their chants. The last video, somebody couldn't make it through the last protest video that I did, so I'm not going to play any of the audio. But it's basically them on a loop talking about homophobia, when in reality, particularly over the last 30-40 years, Hollywood has gone out of its way to dismantle that little bit by little bit. Like, one of the things that people tend not to remember is this one movie called Mannequin. It's when Kim Cattrall, she played this chick who would become a mannequin but was also a real girl. It was very, man, 80s, like late 80s, early 90s movies were insane. But yeah, they had this really super flamboyant character who was hilarious. And once again, it's like like little bit by little bit, they've gotten our countries to a place where, hey, do you, man? No one's gonna sit here and trip on you. Enjoy your life as long as you're not infringing on the rights of others. And at some point, though, and it's like with the Lil Nas X thing, like, you're completely ignoring the last the last 30-40 years of progress. Or even with the reparations argument, you're completely ignoring the last 400 years of progress. Things take time, but as far as trying to rage against, as far as like, trying to even out or create some kind of equality between what is the norm, what is the norm, heterosexuality, quote unquote, cisgenderism. Oh my goodness, I hate that that's a thing that has to be explained. But but the deal is just that, like, yo, your lifestyle, whatever lifestyle you so choose, you're free to live it. As are these companies, as are their employers, who are free to make their chicken sandwiches in peace. But it's just, you don't have any more real boogeymen to go against, so you're now going against, those who really couldn't care less. Just couldn't care less. Like, and Toronto of all places, your prime minister has sat up there and said people kind. Oh, we don't say mankind around these parts. We say people kind. Because, it's implying that we're all people. Huh? That doesn't need anything to do with a man. Huh? Yeah. You know what I was thinking also as well? Like, wouldn't it be a little hilarious if Chick-Fil-A got their one black employee to go out there with like a garden hose and start spraying the people? That's funny to me because I'm seeing it in black and white, and they got this brother sitting there spraying the hose like, go. And like it being in like a history books, like they turned the hoses on us, I'm sorry. You either laugh or you cry, right? So yeah, this protest is ridiculous. Not in our city. United against hate, and it's like no one hates you. People, like, that's the thing. I think that to an extent, like, there's a difference between hating a person or a group and hating actions. Like there's like the difference between a verb and a noun. I personally, like, there was this protest. There was a ICE protest in Essex County in Newark, where they were blocking traffic and just getting in the way. And thusly, and I personally despise that. I don't think that you should, like, no matter what you're doing, I don't think that you should really, bother people for the most part, because particularly when it comes to things that they had nothing to do with. These employees, the employees in the Chick-fil-A, the manager, all the people that are even going to get their chicken sandwiches, they had nothing to do with the problem that you're, rallying against. And when you sit there and you just hop in their way and you become you become a nuisance, then you actually do more to harm your movement or your message as opposed to do anything to uplift it. I mean, at least in my opinion, and those who, if you actually had a conversation with them and talk to them and explain to them how you feel, as opposed to getting, like, blocking traffic and being in their way and stop and disrupting, those people will actually garner some more resentment, as opposed to, being willing to hear you out. Like, because as far as they're concerned, dude, you're just stopping me from getting my chicken sandwich right now, and all I want is two chicken sandwiches and waffle fries and a large Sprite. I just talked myself into hunger. Anyways, guys, that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Pardon me. Every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube, BitChute, they have no interest in doing such things for hate mongers such as myself. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Are you a fan of the demonstrations that block traffic and the protests and the boycotts that are really, nonsensical, particularly when it comes to the LGBTQ movement, because all these corporations, all these entities have been bending over backwards, pun intended, to placate and please, and we all know, it's a corporate thing. It's the same thing that they did with urban and black and hip hop and stuff like that. Like corporate cultural appropriation is a real thing, Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until the next one.